The patient enters the hospital in the atrium, the public space where all hospital functions are situated. At first, he reports at the information desk. There he's told where to report for the physician on duty. Having arrived there, the patient is registered for the appointment and is told in which room he is expected. In case the patient has to wait for a while, he can take a seat in the waiting areas located on both the first floor and the second floor. The professionals and the medical staff are situated in the so-called Knowledge and Expertise Center, an open and interactive place where flexible workspaces are set up to stimulate physicians to share knowledge. In between the atrium and the K&E centers are the consulting rooms. These are mostly standardized. Because the work is no longer being done in separate wards, like orthopedics or geriatrics, the use of consulting room space is optimal. Where in the old hospital 200 rooms were needed, now 140 rooms are sufficient. In the consulting room, the patient and the attending physician meet. After the consultation, the patient returns to the atrium and the physician to the back office area. Not only is the flow of patients separated from professionals, the influx of goods is separated from people. On top of that, there is also a separation of clean and used goods. All supply and discharge is taken care of in the Expedition Center. The distribution within the hospital is realized by an automatic transport system of robots that navigate autonomously using GPS coordinates throughout the building, out of the patient's sight. This automated system allows for a lot of the transport to take place in the early morning hours or late at night. If surgery is needed, the patient first arrives at a preparation space where he is prepared for the operation. The surgical ward itself houses 10 operating rooms, all with natural light, providing high-end technical facilities. Here, the patient receives further treatment. Each room has a controlled air treatment system to guarantee a sterile environment. After every surgery, the contaminated surgical equipment is once again automatically and separately removed. After the operation, the patient is transported to the recovery room. Afterwards, he returns to the nursing department. The nursing ward consists of a patient area and a logistic area. These logistic areas house the delivery and removal of clean and used materials. Additionally, the nurses on call use the lifts to reach the ward. The patient does not arrive in a traditional ward, but in a living room. There are only single rooms in the hospital. These are kept as transparent as possible to enable contact between the room and the living room. These living rooms are also a stimulus to get the patient out of the hospital bed and get in contact with fellow patients. The patient decides for himself if he would like to use the opportunity. The sliding doors open and close. All rooms have low window sills on the outer window, ensuring a bedside view of the grounds. There is also the possibility for a family member to spend the night on a so-called rooming-in couch. Using a bedside terminal, the patient is able to control the doors and lights, order food, watch TV, make a call, and so on. From the rooms, the patient also has a view of the decentralized nursing posts that are situated in the living rooms. Further rehabilitation takes place on the activity platforms. These are islands that float in the atrium in between the nursing departments. These contain rehabilitation equipment, depending on the nature of the nursing departments. At the end of the atrium, there is a silence center, where visitors who, for example, have had bad news, can take a moment. The design incorporates the possibility for future expansion without disturbing the connections between the different wards. Wards can be expanded, raised, or converted. Additionally, the core principle is to give different areas their own atmosphere linked to climates. The atrium as a public zone is linked to a tropical climate, and the professional zones, like the K&E centers, are linked to a polar climate. There you can see a significantly different color palette than in the atrium. The consulting and research rooms have a Mediterranean climate, and the nursing ward has a moderate climate, the climate that is closest to our own. The idea is that in this way, the patient will feel at home more easily and will recover faster. It is this speedy recovery process that justifies the extra structural and technical quality of this hospital.